Welcome back, everybody. This is Man Bites Film. My name is Lewis, and we have our special guest here.
I'm Brandon.
And like always, we're going to be reviewing a single film when Brandon's our special guest, and we're going to be reviewing What's Eating Gilbert Grape, a 1993 film, runs about 2 hours, starring Johnny Depp and Leo DiCaprio, which I can never pronounce his name, so I freaking butchered his name.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, whatever, man. DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
Remember? Come on,
Lewis.
You remember when they used to say that shit.
But by this time, you know, he's been in a lot of good movies. You can't say his name correctly anymore?
I can't, dude. I never could. I can never pronounce his name. It's like a freaking tongue twister in my mouth. It's like, it just... It's a shit bob. You know?
Yeah, I get you. Alright.
Yeah.
Keep going. Sorry to derail you.
Yeah, you know, my attention span's not what it used to be. So it's
You're getting old.
You know,
You're an old fart, dude.
Sorry. I get the white hair. That's why I got the cap on, you know? And the balding. You know? it's all like progressive, you know? And there I go off on a tangent again. Alright. So, let's do a little synopsis on this film. Basically, the film takes place in... what part of the country was it, Brandon? Do you remember?
Iowa. It's a small call.
Was it Iowa?
Yeah, it's Iowa.
I know it's like a Midwest state.
Yeah, it's a very small town called, I think, Edona or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a very small town in Iowa.
It's a very small town in the Midwest.
About, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, they did. You're right. Yeah. So let's go with Midwest just to be safe.
Yeah.
So basically, this whole story revolves around this family that has a child that's either autistic or mentally disabled in some form or fashion. And this was pre like the actual autism becoming a known major disease and everything. So the fact that this was actually played the way it was actually incredible. I think the only thing that was close to this was The Rain Man, and that wasn't even anywhere near what this was. It takes place around the family that's run by Johnny Depp, basically, because the mom is completely incoherent and completely out of it throughout the whole film. She just has no parental guidance whatsoever for the children in this family. So he's the one that takes on the mantle of the father that had passed away recently. And basically, it's the whole story of him growing up and learning to handle all the situations that are coming his way. It's a coming-of-age film, I guess you could say. And Brendan, what do you want to add to that?
As in plot synopsis?
Yeah. Yeah, quick.
So yeah, the movie is basically like Lewis said about Johnny Depp, who is one of 4 children.
Yes.
And he is basically, like you said, taking up the mantle of the father. Since we'll get into that later, I won't say that now. And it's just like a coming of age, like you said, and a guy trying to figure out himself and who he is in life. And that's pretty much the gist of the movie when it comes to synopsis, without ruining anything, which we'll get into later in the spoiler section.
Yeah, definitely. There's plenty to do that.
Oh, yeah. So, characters. So there's a couple characters in this film. There's Johnny Depp, which is Gilbert Grape, which is what the movie's named after. And then we have Juliette Lewis as Becky, which is his love interest. We have Arnie Grape.
She does a phenomenal job with that role.
She really does.
I was so impressed with that. I had seen her in a couple films before and all that stuff, and I remember her from previous films. But holy shit, she took this to the bank. That was a great performance by her.
Oh, I forgot.
Little tiny innuendos that she played around with Johnny Depp, and showing how much she actually like the things that caught her attention of Johnny Depp. That was very sly and very like most directors, they would actually focus on these little sly movements of the eye and everything like that, and he just stuck it with a wide shot and just, you know, let's see if you could catch that. But he wasn't focusing in on it like with a close-up or anything, and I thought that was very masterful. And the directing in this film is badass.
Which I was gonna just bring up because you did not mention who directed it, which the director's name is I'm probably gonna butcher his name, Lasse Hallström or Lace Hallström.
No, it's Lasse.
Lasse, yeah.
That's the way it pronounces it, at least on Google.
Yeah, and he's done a couple of other movies like Chocolat, Casanova, He's
Yeah,
also,
but this was his first major one.
Yeah.
Everything else that he had done was all foreign films and kind of like TV movies, like TLC, soap opera, wannabe type of movies, and all like foreign films. So he really hadn't done anything major with a major cast, and this has an all-star cast. I mean, this guy has all the majors of the majors of what we know nowadays as drama actors. It's like phenomenal, the cast that's included in this film.
And before we get back into characters, the film has on Rotten Tomatoes an 89% and on IMDb a 7.8, just to let the viewers know.
I think that's a little low. I honestly do. Maybe the 90 is fine, but the 7.5, that's really low.
Yeah, that's
especially
low.
for IMDb.
Yeah.
I would think a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So we had, like I said, Juliette Lewis as Becky, his love interest, and then we have, who arguably I think did the best performance in the movie, is Leonardo DiCaprio as Arnie Grape.
Oh, hell yeah. Hands down. I didn't recognize him at first, and I had completely forgot about it. I had seen this film probably 97, 98, and I completely forgot about everything in it. So I rewatched it this morning, and it was like, wow, this guy's performance was spot on. He was doing the little hand gestures that autistic kids do. I was like, wow.
Well, he actually read up that he actually did go to a home for mentally disabled children, and he actually hung out with them and kind of looked at their mannerisms and what they do, and he kind of took that as inspiration for his role. But
that's crazy. I didn't know that. Especially back then, that's very rare for a young actor like that.
He was like 14, 16, like 15,
No,
16?
he was 20.
He was
21 in that film. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He does not.
I looked it up because we're discussing it. We're like, what the hell? How old is he in this? And I was like, there's no way he's that young in this. I was like, just a couple years later, he does Titanic. So
that is true.
He was 21.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem it at all.
No.
So,
and Johnny Depp was only 10 years older than him, so it wasn't like that much of an age difference either.
And he doesn't even look 31.
No.
He looks much younger.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's wrap it up with the characters. And the rest of the characters are Betty Carver, which is his mother, right? Mary Steenburgen. I think that's his mom.
No, that's the secondary love interest.
Sorry,
the graduate.
That's yes, my bad. Darlene Cates as Bonnie Grape, that's his mom.
Yes.
And then there's Amy...
What? I couldn't believe that wasn't a fat suit. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
that was legit.
That was a legit morbidly obese woman.
Yeah.
And then we have Amy Grape, which is Laura Harrington, which is their sister, and then Ellen Grape, which is Mary Kate Shellhart. And then there's some other...
they don't really play an important character. I really don't care for them that much. They just kind of come and go, and they just kind of move the plot a little bit around.
Yeah, there's a couple of the side characters that are played by John C. Reilly and Crispin Glover, which is interesting. Yeah. Two of the characters were played by Back to the Future stars, which I just caught that.
Yeah, we were talking about that too.
Yeah, so that's the characters, but the movie revolves around Gilbert and his little brother Arnie, and also Becky. I would say those are like the three main stars of the film, I guess.
So Brandon, what do you think was the most impactful type of scene that you saw in the film? Well, what did you catch as the most important part of the film that really caught your attention and made you really fall into the character of this film?
I was enjoying it from the moment I started watching it, but the part that really I guess left a really big impact on me, and it kind of, I almost cried honestly when I saw it, was when he, I'm kind of gonna do spoilers, so if you don't want to listen, just pause the video or whatever. So spoilers. When he kind of loses it and he hits Arnie.
Yeah.
And it's you can't be angry at Gilbert because he feels lost. He feels trapped, and you can't be angry at Arnie because he doesn't know any better. He's a mentally disabled child, you know. And
it got a little misty right after that part too, where he actually runs away and all that stuff. That part it was like an emotional roller coaster, and the film picked up finally. The film is slow paced.
Yes.
For people that can't really sit through films that have a short attention span for slower films and all that stuff. This does get very slow towards the middle, and it really doesn't have a pickup anywhere towards the middle like most films do. It has a pickup more towards like the end of the film, and that's the last half an hour where it throws it up in the air, and it's like a complete like roller coaster after that.
One thing, going back to what I just said about him losing it with Arnie, it's incredible that after that, spoilers again, when he goes to apologize to Arnie, it's incredible that because he is mentally disabled, he doesn't hold anything, he doesn't hold a grudge.
Yeah.
You know, Gilbert goes to apologize, and Arnie slaps him, like, just playfully, and plays with him, and it's just like, I don't know, it's...
Yeah. I thought that was brilliant, the way that was played, and that's a phenomenal director right there that was able to capture that and actually be able to direct a young actor, both of these young actors, because both of them were right at the beginning of the cusp of their actual like full potential career, and they both became superstars right after this film. So it's because of this film that blew up both of these actors. Before that, I mean, really, Johnny Depp hadn't really done a major film that caught people's attention. This was Academy Award winning material, and it caught a lot of directors' attention. I'm
honestly
positive this caught.
You tell me. I know of one film before this, and that was Nightmare on Elm Street. Did he do any other films in between Nightmare on Elm Street and What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Leo?
No, Johnny Depp.
I think Johnny Depp had done Edward Scissorhands before this.
Oh yeah,
I think it was either the same year or '92. I don't remember if it was that then or then, but that's pretty much the only major film he had done, and that wasn't a major success like it was now.
Yeah,
that became a cult success after the fact.
He did a couple.
That was never a major.
He, in between A Nightmare on Elm Street and What's Eating Gilbert Grape, he did Platoon in '86, Crybaby in '90, Edward Scissorhands in '90.
Yeah, but Platoon, he was a secondary character. He was a support character. He wasn't anything major in it, so he didn't get any recognition whatsoever. It was like Fassbender and Saving Private Ryan.
Fassbender?
He didn't
He's in that movie?
Yeah, he's in that movie.
What?
He plays a minute character in it, and that was the start of him. He also played in 300.
No, I know 300, but I didn't know that he played... Whatever, we'll talk about this off camera, but... so next is similar films, which this is a hard one, because I've never really... I don't know.
Honestly,
yeah,
I would think somewhere between Rain Man and Graduate. I like the coming of age of The Graduate and the tackling of mental illness and everything like that of Rain Man. I think that was the closest portrayal I've ever seen of a mentally disabled person until this film. And hands down, this film takes way ahead of it.
Yeah. There's a movie, it's very vague, I'm sorry, and it's kind of just... no one's gonna know this. I don't even remember the name of it. It was this... And you're gonna laugh. I know you're gonna laugh, but fuck you, whatever. It was back when I was a kid, I used to watch Disney Channel original movies, right?
Oh god, you and your Disney Channel shit.
Fuck off. Hear me out. There was a movie on Disney Channel once where Shia LaBeouf played a mentally disabled child. I don't remember the movie. The name of the movie.
Shia LaBeouf is an underrated actor.
No.
Everybody gives him shit. He's a great actor. I love him.
Other than him being a liar, a filthy liar, and a plagiarist, he's a phenomenal actor. I'm not taking that away from him. But yeah, he played a mentally disabled kid in this movie. I don't remember the name of the movie, but I cried like a baby, and it was very similar. Like, watching this movie, I hadn't seen someone play a mentally disabled kid like that in a long time, and he probably did a better job, Leonardo DiCaprio. But they both.
Oh, dude, hands down. Yeah. Like it's like little minute things that Leo did that were like that really captured the mode of that character.
The way he touches his nose.
Yeah, and the weird things, the weird ways he moved his fingers and everything. I was like, wow, that's like minute details that a child actor or a teenage actor would not pick up on usually. Yeah. And he was able to figure that out, and I love that. That was great. Yeah. That was really, like, Leo, any film that he does, I will watch because it is always a great film. He is one of the best actors of our time.
Yeah,
like,
he
hands
definitely
down.
Alright, so spoilers. So, again, if you don't want to watch or listen to this, turn this off right now and come back after you've seen the movie. But so where do you want to...
And please watch this because it is on Netflix and it is very easy to access.
Yeah.
It's only a 2-hour film, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. So where do you want to start with the spoilers? Because there's...
Well, first of all, the major motivation that I think that's a spoiler is the fact that his father died and hung himself in the basement. And that was the major motivation of the whole plot of the film. That's what created this major conflict. And even though he never comes out in the film, you never see the father himself. He's a central character because the way that he impacted this family,
basically
it caused
destroyed
his
the family.
mom. Yeah, exactly. It tore apart the whole family because of his suicide.
Yeah.
Which anybody that knows suicide, they know that's what brings down a family. Is exactly that.
Yeah.
It just causes a complete meltdown of the family. So that's so true. And the fact is that people will never be the same after that because of this. It's incredible. The mother gets incredibly obese because of this situation. The children have to pick up the slack, especially Gilbert, and he takes on the central character of both parents to the rest of the family. And then the rest of the children have to take over all the chores and everything that needs to get done around the house because the mom's too obese to do anything. It's incredible. I love how they portrayed it in this film.
It's like you said, it completely just destroys the family. It basically inadvertently makes the mother obese. She starts eating, and she doesn't leave the house. At the time of the movie, she has not left the house in 7 years, which is a long time. And not only does she not leave the house, she doesn't get up from the couch.
Yeah.
That's how bad. So,
which causes a weird thing, an anomaly in the house, that actually the beam in the middle is breaking in the basement. So nobody wants to go down there and try to fix it because of obvious reasons, because of the father. But they finally go down and fix it because the thing is actually tilting. Johnny Depp has a funny role where he does a Benny and June moment, and he's jumping on the floor. He's like, what the hell's going on? The floor is bouncy.
Yeah. So basically the entirety of the movie is at where they live in this very small town. They have a yearly ritual, Gilbert and Arnie, where they watch as these campers come into their town. And when that happens, Gilbert eventually meets this girl that I'm assuming is around his age, in her 20s.
Yeah, should be.
That she's camping there with her grandmother, and they kind of hit it off, and she kind of understands Gilbert. And what I find even more fascinating is that she's one of the very few people that understands Arnie.
Yeah, and that's what catches his attention, I think.
Yeah,
and that's what I love. Their interaction was phenomenal. That end scene, that's where I got a little misty-eyed. Was the what do you call it? The scene where she's actually teaching him to go into the water again. And that scene just that cinematography, the music swell, it was just perfect. It was so spot on. I loved it.
Immediately liked her when they're in the car and Arnie's like, my birthday's coming up and you're not invited. And Gilbert's like, Arnie, don't say that to her. And she literally looks at him and she's like, it's okay. I am actually not invited, and it's all right. You don't have to be, stepping on eggshells around me. It's okay,
Yeah, and I love that. That was great.
Yeah, and so Gilbert basically, he falls in love with her. They kind of understand each other. She helps Arnie, he helps Arnie, and then she leaves.
Yeah.
And before she leaves, he kind of introduces him to his mom, which she doesn't want him to. She doesn't want to see anyone because she's kind of the ridicule. She's the joke of the town.
Yeah, she's the joke of the town.
Yeah.
She's literally the laughing stock. The kids actually come in there and try to make fun of her and poke fun of her and all that stuff.
Exactly. They kind of look at her as
everybody's embarrassed.
Yeah, the kids and everyone in the town kind of looks at her like this hideous monster.
Yeah.
And he introduces...
And that scene, oh my god, that scene in the police station when she comes out,
yeah.
that slow down motion scene, oh my god, that was great. That was masterful.
Yeah.
I don't like slow motion scenes in films, but this was done so well. It's so elegant. It was so subtle.
It's it
works so well.
It's to show that it's kind of like for you to feel in her shoe, to be in her shoes. Like it's a slow motion shot of just everyone gathering around the police station because they've heard she's there, and everyone's just laughing at her and looking at her and pointing at her, and it's just like, that sucks, you know. But okay, one thing before we get out of spoilers that I wanted to ask you is, what did you think about her death? And by her death, I mean the mother's death in the film.
I think that the mother's death, she realized that she's the burden of the family. She finally grasped the fact that she was the burden of the family, and she let go of herself. That's why she climbed up to the bed to die the way that she wanted to die. I honestly think that that's the reason she actually laid down in the bed and did what she did. I think she just felt like she was stopping these children from progressing anything. And she figured the best way out is to die. That's the only way that she could.
Okay, but that's a great explanation, and I kind of agree with you. But at the same time, the reason I'm asking you this is because I kind of felt like it was a little forced. Just a little.
You think so?
Just a little bit.
I don't know. It was
very
foreshadowing. Spanish soap opera-ish type of thing, the way that he did it. But I love how what do you call it? The kid found it. Leo found her rather. That was great, and I loved that scene. That scene was beautiful.
You know what's funny?
I didn't feel forced because of that scene, I'm guessing. I guess it's just the way the performance that he did when he actually found her, and he was like, no, you know, he realized it, but he's like, no, it can't be happening again. You know, this can't be happening again. I thought that was so masterful, and it just took my mind completely off the cheesy factor of it.
It's a very that's a very good scene when he finds her, but like I don't know, I felt like it was coming. Like ever since that scene where Gilbert meets with the woman that he's having an affair with her husband, and he kind of starts talking about not having insurance, I was like, someone's gonna die. Something bad's gonna happen.
I didn't focus on it because I don't know. I didn't focus on the mother that much, I guess.
I don't know. I felt like
she
was gonna die. I felt it. I was like, she's gonna die, and that's why I think it was I felt like it was forced. That's the only gripe that I had with the film. Everything else.
Well, you watch a lot more Spanish soap opera than I do, so I'm pretty sure you kind of get the gist of the movement of the stupid dramas. You know.
One of my favorite scenes.
I don't watch any more TV, so it's like.
No, and I don't really watch soap operas, and neither do my grandparents. But one of my favorite scenes actually in the film.
I don't believe that.
No, you know what's funny? They really don't. But that's whatever.
Really?
Yeah, really. One of my favorite scenes in the film is when they burn the house.
Oh, that was great. Like, that reminded me of Donnie Darko for some reason. I don't know why. Like the first thing that came into my mind was the Donnie Darko scene. I was like, oh shit, that was awesome. That was so cool.
Like them just watching as they kind of let go of their demons, the ridicule of their mother, the overlooming, thought of their dad always. It's kind of like a fresh start to them, and I thought that scene was great. And of course, the movie has a happy ending where the older sister is working in Des Moines. Ellen is in school, and Arnie and Gilbert. Arnie has yet again survived another year, and he's turning 19. And Becky comes back into town. And
I thought that was a great ending, but I think it wrapped up way too quick.
Me too. I felt the same way.
It was too. It felt like a TV show that got cut short. Yeah. That's what it felt like. It was like, all right, you could have gone into a little bit more of the characters, or gone a little bit less in the other way, and ended it quicker. Instead of ending it a year later, ended it like a month later, or 2 months later, or something like that. That they found themselves a different way.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to know what happened after they burned their house. Like, did the cop, excuse me, were the cops like, what the fuck are you doing? Where are they living? What's happening?
I mean, if you start a fire like that big, I'm pretty sure the cops are going to go and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
Are you trying to burn something down?
Exactly.
Especially in the Midwest. I mean, come on.
Yeah, where everything is dry and you're going to just start a freaking wildfire. But
exactly.
I completely agree with you. I liked the ending, but I did feel like it was too just sudden. It wasn't drawn out enough and explained enough. But
especially that the rest of the film was kind of drawn out and kind of long. It was like, all right, you kind of just went and ended it in 5 minutes when you've been dragging the rest of the film. You could have cut the rest of the film a little bit shorter and made the ending a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Wrapped it up neatly, not just smack.
Yeah.
You know?
So, wrap up. What are you giving this movie, and would you recommend it to our viewers?
If you are an aspiring actor, this is the film to watch. Hands down, if you're an aspiring actor, this is a 10 out of 10 film for you, period. As a general audience, I'll give this probably like a 9 out of 10.
I would agree. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
But
this is a perfect study piece for film students, for acting students especially. This is like something you should definitely study because these performances are spot on. I've never seen an emotional establishment in characters as much as I've seen in this film in a very long time.
Yeah.
And of course, obviously, it helps the fact that you have phenomenal actors in the film, but this is great character study. Excellent character study.
Like Lewis, I would probably give it a 9. The story is alright. It's more of like if you just want to see this guy just figure himself out. And the relationship.
It's a coming of age film. Every coming of age film is pretty much the same shit. Yeah. It's just a matter of the journey that you take that's different.
Exactly.
And this journey is pretty decent. It's a decent journey, but great acting.
Yeah, that's the best.
Phenomenal storytelling.
That's the best thing about this movie. The relationship between Gilbert Grape and Arnie Grape, and the way that he looks out for his brother. And honestly, I think I've seen plenty of Leonardo DiCaprio movies. I think this is one of his best performances I've ever seen.
I'm still amazed that he hasn't gotten an award until recently.
I know, me too. I would have given him the Academy Award for
and
that.
The Revenant was a great film and everything.
Yeah, it was.
But he has so many phenomenal films.
He was nominated for an Academy Award for that role, and I guess he didn't win, which I would have given it to him because that was.
Who was it that won that year? Do you know?
I have no idea. But
whatever.
And also, I'm not a big fan of Johnny Depp. I know I'm in the minority. Whatever. Fuck off.
What? He's a phenomenal
actor. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I've been burned by Pirates of the Caribbean because I really don't like those movies. And
really? Why?
I don't.
The Pirates movies are fun. It's like watching Transformers. You just gotta watch it for the just sheer action and just you gotta turn your mind off and just watch the visual sweep of the stupidityness and the crazy action sequences and just.
I don't know.
That's the only way you can watch.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the movies, and I'm not a big fan of Johnny Depp. Not that I'm taking away his. I'm not taking away from the fact that he is a good actor. I'm not. I just don't like him. I don't.
Right.
It's not like I won't watch him. I'm not a big fan. But whatever. I honestly think that this movie is a very good performance from him. He's a very down to earth, Midwestern guy that's trying to figure his life out and is trapped, and he conveys that very well.
Yeah.
And I would give it a 9, and go watch it. It's on Netflix, very easy to access. I think it's being taken out at the end of summer or some shit.
I think it was August. August they said that they're going to bring it down from streaming.
August.
So please watch this in the next month or two. It's definitely going to get taken down, and it's definitely a good watch. It's also streaming on Amazon, so that's not that hard if you want to jump onto Amazon and get it.
Okay.
So now, Brandon, the question that I ask every month: have you watched Election yet?
What movie?
Fuck you, Brandon. Fuck you. All right, that's all I gotta say.
I have not watched it because you did an episode of it. We spoke about this earlier today, and no, you did an episode. So why I guess I should watch it because it's a recommendation from you. But.
Yeah, and also remember what I forced you to watch last time because you didn't watch it.
No, don't make me watch it.
The Wonderful Antichrist.
No,
all right.
No.
So now we're gonna go along the same lines. You're gonna be watching the film called Tangerine. And this is about a female transgender prostitute, and it's all filmed with iPhones.
Oh.
So enjoy.
Wait, this is on Netflix?
Yes, it is.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna find the most atrocious movie for you next time.
Come on, Brandon. You know that I'm gonna traumatize you with movies. I've been doing that since you were a child. So I gotta continue that trend. Especially if you don't watch Election. How many times do I have to tell you? It's on Netflix.
I promise you by the time...
The punishment will stop once you watch the damn movie.
Okay, fine. I'll watch Election. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Tangerine. All right, it's on Netflix. So I'm gonna have to watch
yeah.
it. So
yeah, it's a good one. So Brandon, do your spot for the different podcasts that you're on and all that stuff.
All right, so yeah, as always, check out Game Side Manners, where I play video games with friends. We've been on a hiatus, but we're coming back, and soon I'm gonna be doing something with Lewis on my channel, and you should check that out. That's Game Side Manners.
Alright guys, and like always, this is Man Bites Film. My name is Lewis, this is Brandon, and we always have him once a month at least, and sometimes less because we get complicated schedule issues and all that stuff.
Life.
So this month it took a little bit longer, and he's a lazy ass and he hasn't watched Election, so I gotta... It's all his fault. He still hasn't freaking watched Election, so this is the shit that I gotta put up with on a show that's about movies, and he still hasn't goddamn seen Election. What the hell? So... anyways, guys, we're going to see you guys next week on Friday, and Brandon will see you guys next month, hopefully, if you watched Election.
Yes, I will. I promise.
Uh-huh.
Bye, guys.
Uh-huh. Bye.